going to spend today as a preserving day. This is the first one of the season. I'm so excited. I plan on hang drying some of our herbs, and that doesn't take too much time, so I think we are so I think that we're definitely going to be able to do that. I plan on pickling our radishes. I've done a pickling previously of radishes, but they weren't very good. I think it was the recipe. I'm hoping it was the recipe. They had us use like sugar and mustard seeds and a couple other things, and it tastes, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it tastes very like Southern grandma casserole or like Southern grandma deviled eggs, and it's a good taste for some people, but not for myself. It was a very odd taste, not one that I want to make again. So I think I'm gonna try maybe some sort of dill recipe, some like dill pickled radish. I don't know, it could be good, we'll see. And then I plan on also making some honeysuckle syrup. I've been meaning to for like 2 weeks now. We've got this giant honeysuckle bush behind me, and it's all over our yard. It's all over everybody's yard here. I'm hoping to make some syrup with that. If you've never had a honeysuckle, they're so good, but the syrup that they have is very small, so it takes a lot of flowers. For the first thing of the day, we are going to take our mint and our parsley and set them up to hang dry. This is something super simple that I've done for 3 years now, ever since I started gardening. It's really easy, and it's just a great and fast and easy way to preserve your herbs without putting much thought into it. We have a dehydrator. We use it sometimes for, especially for like bigger loads, so if we have a lot of herbs or just a lot of something that needs to be quickly dehydrated, we can stick those in there and it'll be much faster than hang drying these. But for these small little bundles that I have here, we just prefer to hang dry. And I think it makes a really cute decoration in our kitchen. I got the first bundle done. It's just a little thing. It's not very big. I always like to make the twine pretty long because I just don't know exactly how it's gonna hang. You can always cut it, but it's hard to, I mean, you'd have to start over if you make it too short. So, now here we have this big old bunch of parsley. We don't use dried parsley a lot. We use more fresh parsley, but I try and harvest my herbs as much as I can because it really does make them grow faster. And so we will figure out a use for dried parsley. I also think that these are super pretty. We have them hanging in our kitchen out of direct sunlight, and it just makes for the prettiest wall decor. It makes me feel like I'm living in a fairy house. But these were quick and easy and all done, and it's getting hot, so I'm gonna head inside. I've got this big old bag of radishes that I harvested this morning. We probably have close to 40 in here. And this was pretty much the last of our radishes. It's just getting too hot for them. Yesterday the index got up to 99, which is crazy for this time of year, but it's Oklahoma, so it happens. But that's way too hot for radishes, so I'm hoping that they aren't bitter. I don't think they are. I think I got them in time, and they've got enough water that I doubt they will. None of them have started to bolt, which I think is a good sign, so hopefully these will be good. So here I've got my new jar. We're gonna cut them up pretty thin and stick them in here. Okay, so I can fill this quart jar halfway, pretty much. I did save a few because my Nana wanted some, so I'll have to deliver those at some point. But I think this is more than enough to pickle. We're gonna give it one last quick wash and then get to pickling. Forgot to harvest the most important part of a dill recipe, the dill. Grabbed a big bunch because I like my dill pickled things to be really, really dilly. So I added my big bunch of dill to that quart jar, and then I also added some yellow mustard seeds. However, I don't love the taste of mustard seeds, so I didn't add very much. And while I was adding those ingredients, I went ahead and heated up some water, some distilled white vinegar, some salt, and some sugar. Then I went ahead and swirled it around until my sugar and my salt had dissolved, and then I went ahead and poured it in our jar. After pouring it, I went ahead and gave it a good mix just to make sure that all of our ingredients are evenly distributed. And then I put a fermentation weight on it. I'm not fermenting it, and you don't have to do this step, but it's just to try and make sure that all of the radishes get equally covered so that they have the best flavor. If you would like a more detailed recipe, let me know in the comments and I will absolutely write one out. So it has been a few days since I made the first portion of that video. We just had some stuff come up, and now it's a couple days later, and we are going to make our honeysuckle syrup. So the honeysuckle on this big bush is actually almost grown out, but because honeysuckle is so invasive, we have it all over our yard. We've got some back there, and it's also just some ground cover in here. Now obviously we can't harvest it, but just to show you how invasive it is, there is honeysuckle growing up in the trees. Sorry for the excess noise. I think one of my neighbors just started mowing, but I have about a cup of honeysuckle here, so we are going to take it inside and make our syrup. So to my saucepan, I actually added 2 cups of water to 1 cup of honeysuckle, and here I have that 1 cup. And we're gonna boil this down to about halfway. I had this on a medium heat, and it took probably about 10 minutes. We are going to make sure that we stir pretty regularly. We'd hate for it to burn. And by the end, it should have a nice yellow goldish color. Then we're going to go ahead and strain it out into a bowl. You can use a cheesecloth to strain it. I couldn't find mine right now, and so I have this metal strainer. And you're going to want to make sure that you really pat down your flours just to get all of that good syrup out. Then we're going to go ahead and add a cup of sugar in. I know that seems like a lot for such a small serving, but it is a syrup and it's meant to be used like a syrup, and so we will not use a bunch per serving. Realistically, I'll use probably a tablespoon or less per glass of tea that I add this to, and so it should last a while, and it also won't be an overload of sugar. After you add that sugar, you're going to stir it until it's completely dissolved, and then it is ready to put in your drinks or make mocktails or cocktails out of. I'm not 21, so it will be going in my mocktails. So here, I just wanted to test out my syrup, and so I'm making a mint tea fresh from the garden. I just went out and harvested it, and I have this nifty little glass strainer so that I can make individual servings of tea. I think that's so fun. So I let this tea brew, and then I added a tablespoon of that honeysuckle syrup. And here's to the taste test. There's no way that this can be bad, but I was a little nervous in my head. It was so good. I feel like honeysuckle will go good in a lot of drinks, so you should definitely try it. We have so many peas. If I didn't eat them all as soon as I picked them, maybe we could preserve them. But they're just too good. Thank you so much for joining me today as we went through our first preserving batch of the season. I'm really excited to have lots more videos like this throughout the gardening season, and also some bigger preserving videos. So we have 8 tomato plants, and I plan to make lots of salsa and tomato sauce and preserve as much of that as we can. And we also have 8 cucumber plants, so we will be making lots of pickles, of course, but I think we will also be making some salsa with cucumbers in it. I plan to plant some corn in the ground really soon as we take our garlic out, so that we could have maybe some corn salsa. And on top of that, we have close to 50 pepper plants, and so we will be making pepper everything. We will be making pepper jelly, cowboy candy, hot sauce, our own pepper seasoning, and I'm trying to talk my boyfriend into some all organic pepper spray. Whether or not that will happen, we'll have to see. But stay tuned for all of it. This is just the beginning of the gardening season, and I am so excited to see where our garden goes this year. If you like this video, please make sure to leave it a thumbs up and comment down below if there is any sort of video that you would like for me to make. Until next time, happy gardening!